Hello, my viewers. Welcome to Huga Social Academy. We are on the topic called the freedom struggle or the freedom movement, chapter number 18 of class 10 standard from the history topic. In my previous sessions of the same topic called the freedom struggle, we have learned about the birth of the INC, moderates, extremists, revolutionaries. We learned about the role of Bal Gangadhar Tilak, Lala Lajpat Rai, non-cooperation movement, division of the Bengal, Chauri Chaura incident, Khilafat movement, Jallianwala Bagh incident, learned more about the civil disobedience movement in the form of first roundtable conference, second roundtable conference, third roundtable conference. These all things we have learned in our previous session. Let us today learn more what more happened and how our freedom struggle it enlarged its area throughout the country called as India, or we can say wherever wherever the British were been having and established their colony called as British colony. Dear viewers, it's not only the sepoys who played a major role in throwing the British out of the country. Apart from that, there are many more other people who have been there who were not called as a sepoys, but they played a major role, like in the form of the farmers, in the form of the laborers, in the form of the tribals. So we see the farmer revolt, tribal revolt, labor revolt, which too become the part of non-cooperation movement, civil disobedience movement, as well as the Quit India movement. Now, simply the revolt didn't took place. The farmer revolt, which we are saying, okay, this revolt was there. It's because of we see the taxes which was imposed by the British and the taxes which was being collected by the British with the help of the jamindars and the landlords who were equally responsible for looting the wealth of the farmer, British as well as the jamindars. Due to this reason, many of our farmers lost their land. They become landless. Who? Farmers. Farmers became landless. Many of the farmers were converted into the bonded labor. We see the farmer revolt took place in the different areas like Kheda village, Champaran village, Tehbag, Malabar region, Kheda, Champaran, Tehbag, Malabar, right? Andhra, in Andhra Pradesh, in Maharashtra, like this many areas where the farmer revolt took place. The Champaran incident, where the farmers refused to grow indigo plant in the Champaran, where farmer refused to grow indigo plant, where the movement we see here, our national freedom fighter Mahatma Gandhi, even he tried to eradicate or force the British to take back the taxes which was imposed on the farmers. This made what it is that the farmers who were been there, whether they were from the Kheda village, Champaran village, Taiba village, Malabar, Andhra Pradesh, or in the form of Maharashtras, or during the time of Nizams, Razakaras. Okay, Nizams, Razakaras, right? Everywhere we have seen that these people were been against the British, were been against the whom? Against the farmers, Indian farmers. Due to this reason, cause what it is that then our farmers, right? They started revolting against whom? Against the British. According to the British, they used to say to the farmers in the form of, you are going to produce what we want to produce. What we here refers to the British, right? You here refers to the farmer. You are going to produce what we want to produce. You are not going to produce, you again in the sense farmer, you are not going to produce what you want to produce. You again to the farmer. So this shows that farmers were being totally fed up with the actions taken by the whom? By the British. In the same way, the revolt of whom? Of the labor, which we call it in the form of whom? Of the labors, which is called as a labor revolt, which began in the where? In the Calcutta. Which began in the where? In the Calcutta. Okay. Which began in the year Calcutta in the Bengal region. Now here also what we have seen that labors are nothing but, say, we commonly labors whom we see that these people working at the railway stations, bus stands, mills, factories, industries. Okay, we call them as a labors. Now these were the laborers who were working under the British administration, right? Like textile industries, railway stations. They opposed to the move to the British because they wanted what? High wages. Wages is nothing but salaries. They wanted high wages. But the British refused to give the wages what was being asked by the whom? By the Indians. So there was an exploitation on whom? On the laborers. This caused what it is that the laborers who are working in the different areas. Now, like in the press, they were been working. Now, the printers union, who? The printers unions of Calcutta, they brought up this issue in front of the public, in front of the British, regarding wages and their exploitation, which got a good support from the different organizations or different unions wherever the laborers were been working. Indian laborers, not British laborers, Indian laborers, which caused what it is that now labor's revolt also become the part of which one? Part of the freedom struggle. In the same way, one more revolt, the revolt called as a tribal revolt. We know tribal who live in the way in the forest area, the people who live in the forest area. Okay, tribals. It's a tribal revolt. And here also, the British did not allow these tribal people to live peacefully. These are the people who are used to live in the way in the forest, who are not having any sort of connectivity with the mainstream. These people who live in the way in the forest for their livelihood, they use the woods for the food purpose, hunting. Even those peoples who have been not at all let out by the British as well as the jamindars and landlords. Jamindars and landlords who, being a Indian, they are not a Indian. They were the British because they were working for whom? For the British. Here we see that why the tribal people revolt against the whom? Against the British, due to some specific reason. The reason is the Forest Act. The Forest Act and the Arms Act. The tribal people revolted against whom? Against the British due to two acts, one is the Forest Act and one is the Arms Act. According to the Forest Act, the the Indian tribals can't take the woods from the forest. They can't collect the woods from the forest. If they have to collect, they have to take the permission of the British. They can't graze their animals in the forest. For that also, they have to take the permission. Forest Act, Arms Act. The people, because they used to live in the forest, so to save themselves or to their family or for the other purpose, they used to keep the weapons. Now the British imposes the Arms Act, and according to that, the British says who all are having the license of the arms, they can keep or hand over to the British. So the people, the peaceful people who are living in the forest area, who love their nature, who are not having any sort of enmity with the British, nor with the landlords, nor with the zamindars, but the British interfered in their peace living area. It may be the Bedas of Halgalis, Munda tribe, or Santala tribe. Okay, it may be Bedas of Halgali or Munda tribe or Santala tribe. It was been found that the peaceful people who are living here in the Vedas or in the Munda or in the Santala, it was been found that the Zamindars tried to impose their law of the British on the people who lives in the where in the tribal area by implementing the Forest Act as well as the Arms Act, started confiscating the lands which belongs to the home to the tribal people, which alarmed or which made the tribal people to raise their voice against whom, against the British. And in this junction, it was been found that the Santala tribe people who have been there, they had their secret meetings. They attacked on the houses of landlords, made them to flee from the areas, and captured all the property which belongs to the home to these landlords and the zamindars. How come? But it was the British who was having a more weapons compared to these tribal people. They fought, tribal people, they fought bravely with the British, but end of the day, it was the British who was able to crush the tribal revolt. But tribal revolt also become responsible for the freedom struggle. So in this way, farmer revolt it may be there, labor revolt it may be there, tribal revolt it may be there. All these three revolt become the part of the Indian freedom struggle. In this way, it's our sepoys who are working in the British Army, others, people who are not the part of the British Army. We see the laborers who are working in the different areas of the British. We see the farmers who are working in the different areas of the British colonies. We see the tribals who are living in the different areas of the British colonies. Everyone participated in the way in the freedom struggle. They raised their voice against whom? Against the British. And now they are also the part of the Indian freedom struggle. So their role is also very important. The role of whom? Farmer, laborers, as well as the tribal revolt. Apart from this, we have seen that we got a good support from our political leaders also, like Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar, Subhash Chandra Bose, Jay Prakash Narayan, many more like this played a very major role in the freedom struggle. We even saw the support not only from the India, we saw a support from the foreign nations also. So in my next session, let me give you the information about how we got a external support, and for this external support, who played a major role, and throughout his career, how he become as a hero of this freedom struggle, and we remember his name till today, and his name will remain forever in this soil called as Indian India. So let me come with that new session with the revolutionary leader, and let me give you information about him, that how he played a major role in the freedom struggle. So this session was related to the farmer revolt, tribal revolt, as well as the labor revolt it is. Okay, and in my previous sessions, we have learned many more from this chapter also. Go through it, be tuned with with this channel, Uga Social Academy, and take a good opportunity of learning many things from the different chapters of class 10 standard. Let us meet in our next session.